Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang right here on the YouTube, courtesy of the Googleverse. And I'm Ben. Please like and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, just like, comment. We like lots of comments on the chats. If you're watching a replay, comment. Comment. That's what I'm saying. Tonight, I have my good friend returning. If you watched last week, you knew we booked it live on air. Mr. Sean Hurwitz himself, professional sideman, biggest of the gulpers. Biggest of the gulpers.
The big gulp.
The truly big gulp. Welcome back, my friend. It hasn't been that long, and that's because we said after last time, we're not waiting as long. And sure enough.
May I ask how long it's been? Dare I ask? Do you know?
Only a couple of months.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds
I want to say October. I think we last hung out September, October. I'm going to say October. Sounds better.
It sounds about right. Yeah.
Maybe one of the mod squad, they could figure that out. They're good with the, searches and such. So already in the chat, we have a bunch of people. So we'll say hello to them. We have Janice Lala, Thomas Santiago, Jeff K, Keith H, Steve Luther, Corey's Garden, Dan of New Jersey. Let's see. Bent Tom. Symmetry. Papa Blue. Let's see. Hip Metal Works. Michael B. Vins RJ. Charles 75N. Next week's guest. Charles 75N, in fact. BC Rich 581. Because I booked it an hour ago or so.
You like to
get
go
a little better. JP Page 2 made it. Some guy named Sean Hurwitz. Never heard of him. Nope. L&M Guitar Corners just came in to say hello because he's going back to bed because Martin, I know it's an early morning in Austria right now. Other left is here. Max Josephson, the one and only RJ Ronquillo, or if you use subtitles, it comes up as Margarine Dontilio. Yep. That's fine. That's fine. Gear Junkie 35 announcing he'll be watching the replay as well. Hello on the replay. Martin Lemaire. Good to see you. Tim Thomas, iRock Zed Blues, because it's Canada. House of Twang, Billy Baloney. Let's see, who else? We don't want to miss anybody here. If they're nice enough to say hello, we got all you. Oh, the fuel button's here. Mr. Mark Taft in the house. T. Ricky, Muddy Waters, or Muddy H2O, depending on how you look at it. Yep. Perfect. So, folks, if you have any questions, comments, concerns for myself or Sean, ask away. If there's something cool that you've just seen, let's talk about it.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Dan of New Jersey says Chanukah Sameach, which means Happy Hanukkah. Dan, are you Jewish, Israeli, anything, or just being polite? I'm just curious.
Which is the polite way of saying, are you one of the chosen ones, or are you just a Gentile?
Yeah, exactly.
To speak biblically.
Man, hi.
Craig Tomlinson here.
Yeah, I'm reading everyone's comments. Nice to see everyone again. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite last week. I'm glad we can make it happen. Got a busy December, so it just worked out perfectly today.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll drink to that.
Speaking of being busy, because, we follow each other on the socials, and I see a very talented female musician coming out of LA, I want to say. Is she based out of LA?
You talking about Cut?
I believe so.
Yeah, the blonde that I work with?
Yes.
Actually, just working on some stuff for her, some stems.
I forgot the name.
But
remember the blonde hair and the talent.
Yes, Hannah Cut goes by Cut. And from LA, put together a really great band for her. I'm enjoying playing guitar as well as a musical director, and just putting it together. It's cool. It's fun. We took an album that's very popish and rocked it the F out. So got some really great musicians on that. Really great musicians. And having a blast.
Good to hear. What's up, Doc? Good to see you, my man.
What's up, Doc?
We should mention too, because not every band has a musical director. And not every artist has a musical director, because this is true. Both can have them. Which, if I'm not mistaken, in a situation where, let's say, you yourself as a professional sideman, as I like to call you, if you are hired as, we know what that entails as being hired for a gig, but if you're also hired as musical director, it's kind of like it's your band of hired guns that you're using to support the artist.
Yes. Yeah. And that really is, in this case, I mean, I told the guys, not just guys, one of them is a female, Nira is keyboard player, but wait, is that drinking vessel you're using big enough? Never.
Never.
I brought them on to the gig, but as I told them at the beginning, guys, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm open to everyone's opinions and everyone's input. And I love when everyone brings something to the table because all very, very talented musicians. That being said, the artist looks at me as her guy. Like, you know, I'm the one I'm the liaison between production.
You're the foreman on the crew.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not necessarily only a musical thing. It's more like, it's more like a mental thing. Like there's a guy handling when we're rehearsing, how we're rehearsing, where we're rehearsing, what are we going to run today? What are we going to work on? Let's do this. I don't like that thing. Let's change it. And that's me in this case.
Right. Yeah. You can get together with a tour manager, road manager, etc., or management in general. And rather than having that conversation with individual people, they just have it with you and bingo. It's a lot of emails these days.
It is. It is.
And I should say hello to Brad Guitar Miller and Eddie Van Haskell. Yes, the Tiger Cats are headed to the Grey Cup. That's Canadian football, for those who don't know.
Grey Cup. Okay.
Yep.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
The people that have the little hat, the red hat, what does that mean?
They're channel members.
Oh, I see.
So they get special perks. They get special emojis. They get a toque next to them. And, exclusive content. And they're my crew. Yeah, good guys.
My homies. You know, I didn't hear back from Dan of New Jersey.
I saw you said garden variety.
I know. What does that mean?
Hey, isn't Jersey the Garden State?
I guess so.
So, I don't know. Another guy said he heard it from Dave Grohl. That works.
Corey's Garden wants to know, is a well-laminated guitar a waste of money compared to a more expensive solid wood guitar? Talking electric hollow body specifically. Please, if anyone's got any input on this.
Electric hollow body. Okay, so we're talking, let's say a Gretsch, for instance. Pretty much, unless you're going custom shop, they're all laminated tops. And probably laminated sides and backs.
We could also say D'Angelico.
Yep.
We could. And I don't know. I wonder. I don't know anything about this guitar, really. Sounds
more
good.
than likely a laminated top. It's hard to get, like, nobody's taking the time to carve a solid piece of wood anymore. You know, it's just, now it's just
what does laminated top mean? I mean, so
basically it's like a plywood as opposed to a solid piece of wood.
So they're put together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's several small thin pieces of wood put together, and then they work with that.
I could see that. Makes sense. So does it matter?
Well, some people will say yes. However, hell, I like cheap import guitars, so what do I know? You know, I like them just as much as my vintage guitars, so... and to clarify, Dan says, Sean, born in the Bronx and in the tribe.
Born in the Bronx. Well, happy Hanukkah. And I want to Bronx. Yeah, I think my father's from the Bronx. I think my mother was from Queens and my father's from the Bronx. You know, I'm actually, speaking of cheap guitars, and Dan, thank you for that. I'm looking to get, I believe I'm getting, in a few weeks, I'm getting a Squier baritone, like a Telly style. You know that one? You guys know that one?
Yeah.
Because I've got a Schecter baritone, and it's got the neck dive thing going on. And I just don't like it. I mean, it's got humbuckers, that Squier has P90s, but I heard it, and a friend of mine's got it. Sounds great. Does a great job.
Nice.
So
We got Preston Smith in the house. Let's see here. I did see somebody mentioned it here. Yeah, Doug mentioned matters more on acoustic guitars. Yes, for a laminate top as opposed to a solid top. Like an acoustic, you want a solid spruce top. You don't want a laminate. Although, I don't know. Some of them sound okay, the laminate tops. Okay. They don't sound great. They sound okay. But I don't think it would really matter in a hollow body electric anyways, come to think, because it's still electrified. It's still a pickup. You're not hearing the wood, per se. You are, but you're not.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on.
Yeah, the more I think about it, and I go down this rabbit hole. Now, if you're watching on the replay, fast forward an hour. I may have changed my mind 3 more times.
See if we can make it happen. So what you guys been up to, man? The intro is sounding really, really good. Dare I ask, did you record everything?
I recorded none of that.
None of
the
that.
intro videos are a gift. I got them last February, and I've got a few of them I change up for each show. We'll go back and forth, and that would be my friend Ty Price made those for me.
Did he do the music?
I think it's free use music within the YouTubes.
Well, actually, because I was wondering how the guitars were recorded, but I guess we're never going to find out.
Too. I'm still one of these days. I'd like to make one of those myself. I know people can do it. Apparently, you can do it with your phone. There's iMovie, to make it or whatever.
Yep.
I haven't figured it out. Plus, that would involve like hooking up my interface, like taking it out of the box and actually hooking up to the computer rather than having it sitting in a box next to the computer.
Right, which is a lot better.
Yeah, because every time I think about doing that, I'm like, oh yeah, well, let me just play a bit and warm up, and then next thing you know, 45 minutes goes by, and I'm like, well, maybe tomorrow I'll hook it up.
Totally get it.
What I need is a deadline where someone's like, yes, I need you to record this by this time. Dang it! Now, yes, hook up everything.
Does anyone here know a little band called Sugar Ray?
Of course.
So I got a call. What's today? Sunday. I want to say a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, thanks for the love.
Thank you, Terry.
I got a call from Sugar Ray, which we know because Smash Mouth used to tour a lot with Sugar Ray.
That makes sense.
Even before my time and after,
Yeah, they came up around the same time, as I recall.
Exactly. Same late 90s. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really remember a lot of the 90s, but people tell me I had a great time, But
I believe it. And
it was in my 20s.
They called me up. That is a huge cup Sean has there. It is indeed. It is the big gulp. They called me up and said, "Hey man, can you come to Mexico?" It was Thursday afternoon. They were leaving Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn a set to play on Saturday. Because Rodney, their guitarist, found out, unfortunately, that found out that day that his passport had, in the interim of COVID, had expired.
Oh, and that's not a 24-hour thing.
Yes, but I'll go past. Like it was really great to go out there and play with the guys, but I knew in advance that they were still trying to get Rodney out there, which in fact they succeeded. They got him a passport in 6 or 7 hours.
Fruitcake Tony asked, "Is Mark Mcgrath still in Sugar Ray?" I think
absolutely.
I think Mark Mcgrath is Sugar Ray.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and Rodney. Rodney's dude, yeah. So okay. Rodney the guitarist. So, but Rodney ended up making it a few hours before the show, and I got to watch them. And I ran the sound check with them, which was really great, and hung out and was just really, really, really great. Yeah.
Now I'm curious with a Sugar Ray set, since you would have had to become familiar with it. Now, was it leaning more into their pop hits, or was it their heavy stuff?
Green Machine was one of the heavy stuff, but yes, it was more the pop. Let's see if I even remember it. There's
Salute BV. Music, hey buddy. That's what I thought, Davey.
What was sort of? What a weird riff,
dude. It was the 90s.
And then the second time, it's just like I watched him play that so many times, and I was like, "What is he doing there?" And then I had to learn it. So,
well, yeah, because it's almost like that song always reminded me of almost like the way the Beastie Boys would mash up several genres to make one song, with sampling, and it's almost that way. That song in many ways is just like, because I thought as a guitar player, I was like, well, that's catchy, and not easy
in its own world. Okay. What's funny about that is one of the songs that I had to learn was come on, the party song. How'd it go? They're the hit, the first ever.
Oh yeah.
Beastie Boys hit. Who knows? Come on.
What's up, Magic Man, Mark Effects, and the one and only Boner Jams mentioned. Happy Hanukkah, Sean. Feliz Navidad, my primo Ben Coombs. Sure.
Hey, Boner Jams. Man, what the fuck was that song called? Party.
Fight for your right to party.
Say again, what is it?
Fight for your right to party.
Yes, fight for your right. Thank you. So I actually had to learn that one, which I knew. I just never played it for that show because we were going to do it. And then I just happened to watch the Beastie Boys documentary thing. Did you see that? Has anyone seen that?
I haven't seen it yet. I want to, though, because I've always been a huge Beastie Boys fan.
I had no idea they were so cool. And honestly, what a story. What a fucking story, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if that happens anymore. I just don't.
BV mentions, speaking from my experience, a good musical director rates are generally, not always, much higher than most sideman rates. Well, there's a lot more to do.
Oh, yeah, think. Absolutely.
Like you're doing twice the work in theory. True. Because even if you're not physically doing twice the work, you got four things at least going on in your head at all times.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're herding cats, is what I'm saying. As musical director, there's a certain amount of herding cats.
But just to be clear on the money side, in Los Angeles, union scale, if you are the musical director, you get double. So
right.
Let's say $350 is the scale. I'm not sure if that is. Same amount of time, you get $700.
Sure. Makes sense to me.
On if that's what I'm making or not, but yes, you do make more money as a musical director. Remember when Sugar Ray was heavier when they came out with Floor, then Fly comes out, completely changed. Yeah. But have you heard Smash Mouth? I mean, have you heard Smash Mouth, the original? And then
that was the thing. I remember I heard Mean Machine or Green Machine.
Green Machine.
Mean Machine? Green Machine.
Mean Machine.
Mean Machine.
I don't know. But it is.
I heard it that like it was on Much Music played their video, which may or may not have been in black and white. It was that low budget. And I went, wow, these guys rock. And then, but I totally forgot about them. And then, but I was like a big fan for a few months there. I was like, oh, these guys kick ass. This is, yeah. And then when they broke, I went, what? Wait. I'm like, there's another band called these guys. Like, there's two bands called Sugar Ray. It's got to be. And then they're like, nope, same dudes. I'm like, those fuckers sold out. Then I heard the rest of the album, and then I went, oh, I see what you did there. Okay. Which is, here's your flipping hit. Which
you know who the biggest one is for me? The biggest ones that did that? I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but No. That's Hero from that's Hero from Enrique. Getting flashbacks here.
Yeah.
Right. I heard that, and what a great song, right? And then
Right.
you hear the rest of the fucking album. Oh, and in the second single,
Exactly.
right?
Well, considering, I think they're the first two big hits, and the drummer doesn't do anything for the majority of those two hits.
I think he might sing a little, but that's
Bass
about
player
it.
too. Yeah, like minimal involvement.
Crazy.
Goo Goo Dolls, another yes. I remember because I was a huge Goo Goo Dolls fan for years because they had an indie following. They were from Buffalo, New York, not that far from me. They recorded their stuff at Metalworks in Mississauga, where I recorded my album. And like I knew about it. And then all of a sudden, Name came out. And I'm like, what the hell is this tripe?
I've never heard anything from the Goo Goo Dolls other than the hits.
Yeah. No,
So
they
they
used to be
like
really, they're a heavy punk band.
Man, really has. So he says, really, they were.
And they
really,
used to do a cover on each of their albums, their first 3 or 4 albums. They'd do a cover as well. And they'd have local lounge singer talent, the incredible Lance Diamond, who was like this big black guy dressed in a leisure suit. And it was the 80s, and nobody did that. And he would come and sing, like, I remember, they did a Prince cover. What the hell was that? Yeah, they did sound a lot like the Replacements. Oh,
looking it up. Goo Goo Dolls Prince cover. Ever take the place of your man?
that's it.
Huh. While I check it out, by the way, I just have to say,
dawn of music.
check it. I just have to say, Nuno Betancourt, Jesus Christ, man. The thing that shocks me the most about Nuno, other than the fact that he's just a monster on guitar, is has how low he plays. It's like,
Right.
dude, how are you even playing that fast with that dexterity by your knees?
Zach Wilde, same thing. Zach
Everything
Wilde did
about
that. Jimmy Page did that. He used to wear it a lot lower.
Sounds like
I was going to say, you don't want to play too much of it, otherwise we'll get a copyright strike.
right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, they just rocked it right out. So,
Wow.
yeah, there's a few bands that did that. Yeah, sure. Speaking of which, somebody had asked, who was that popped in the chat here? Scrolling back, there's Basement Guitar Superstar. Hey, Steve Luther. He says, hey, Ben, any plumbing news? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a multi-day affair. Well, let's update the crowd on that. We got 66 watching. Why not? We had to have the entire septic system drained on Monday because it backed up on Sunday. We thought that had fixed it. There was still a partial plug. So by Thursday, I had a plumber out to actually unclog the system. Bill to follow on Monday because they're off Friday through the weekend. So yeah, that should be fun. But it's a totally cleaned out system at this point. So, but yeah, it hasn't been cheap. Hey, Eric. Who else did I see pop in here?
I saw Knucklehead.
Juniperus. I butchered that name. Juniperus? Sure. Ashley? Ashy? Ashai? 369? Hello to Texas. How about we just do that? Texas, I can say.
Where I don't see them. Where are they?
I had to scroll back a bit.
Oh, gotcha.
Knucklehead Zero is popping in. Tom Raines, Milk Tea. Bunch of people popping in now. Yep, we're back up to 66, so it must be rotating. There's no capacity limit here, folks. You don't have to leave to make room for others. It's polite, but you don't need to. So what's coming up? You teased us that December is busy, and I do like living vicariously through you. You know that.
Well, it's actually not busy too much on the music end. I mean, I'm busy with Cut here in LA.
Sure.
That's keeping me busy, but I'm going to South Carolina 7th through the 12th. Do we have anyone here from South Carolina? I'm going to be there with my wife and just checking it out because she wants to move out of LA at a certain point, and we're looking at places. Although I don't want it to be the East Coast, but it is what it is. What Guitar Man 45? What's the new toy?
He got a new 60s reissue telly for his birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! That's wonderful. How's it sounded? But yeah, anyway, yeah, nothing. They're really so I'm busy with that. We got cut stuff, Smash Mouth auditions for this new singer. So we'll see what's up. Hey, Juniperus.
Which I was a little surprised at.
Huh?
Not the new singer, like the fact that bringing in new singer, because again, I thought one of those deals, where he goes, the band goes, but it looks like band's carrying on. And
Dude, the music is so much bigger than just the get rid of this shit. The music is so much bigger. I mean, the songs are so much bigger than one person or another.
mm-hmm.
Not to completely compare, but
no,
like Journey. I mean, what's the name of the song?
Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah, Don't Stop Believing. That song's not going anywhere.
No.
It doesn't matter who plays it. That song's not going anywhere. So, it's the same thing with, and I had nothing to do with writing All Star or all the hits, Walking on the Sun and whatnot. But they're not going anywhere. It's
right.
this. They're here to stay.
Someone's got to play the hell out of them.
Exactly. So it's either going to be us or it's going to be someone else. So better if it's us. Yeah. So, oh wow. So Doug says I left South Carolina due to taxes. In comparison to California taxes, well, I mean, you're not comparing. But that's good to know. That's very good to know. What
they may be higher than some places, but still lower than us. All right, so BV, just because he can, he's sending me a photo he wanted to share with the chat of a prototype pedal by his friend Paul called the Tim, which is a very badass looking. I'm jealous. I want. So we've got gain, bass, treble, volume, boost, and a tone for the. So we got a 2 and a 1 here. And the interesting thing is within that, because it's, you think, oh, it's your double pedal, but it's also got an effects loop built into the pedal.
That's what that other pedal was.
So, that's BV. Help me out. I'll demo it. I'd be more than happy to demo that for your friend. Honest. Or any of your friends, for that matter. Doug says, Eastern Tennessee, no state income tax. Florida, no state income tax.
Trish, my wife wants to move to Florida. I have zero interest. Tennessee is Tennessee. I mean, I got no problem with Tennessee. Maybe we'll check it out. But Nashville's already blown up. It would have to be somewhere else. Texas, Juniper says Texas, no state income taxes. Massachusetts here, Michael says no comment on taxes.
For anyone thinking about moving to the Nashville area, I'm just going to say a friend of mine recently sold his home in a part of Nashville, which I knew was blowing up when I visited there 2 years ago. It sold in 40 minutes for over asking. And I'm not going to say how much over asking, but I went, whoa, really? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
And that's reached its peak, meaning it might continue going up. But I mean, I have friends all over Nashville, and I don't know. I don't think that I want to move there. Like, it's because it's such a small place. California, you're on the street, you're just on a boulevard, and it's 8 lanes. It's 4 each side because it was built for a shitload of people.
Yeah.
Nashville was not built for a shitload of people. But there are a shitload of people there now, and it's you're starting to see the effects of it.
Exactly. Like, even if you lived an hour outside of Nashville, that's still suburban Nashville, which is like an hour outside of LA, which is still basically LA.
Yep, exactly.
Like, anyone that's flown into LA, you're like, you look down, oh, we must be landing soon. No. No. You're still going to fly for 20 minutes over a lot of just civilization.
If you like Charleston, check out Savannah, Georgia. Well, I'm also, to be honest, I'm trying to stay out of the flood zones, man. I don't like the East Coast because, there will be an earthquake one day in California, but basically the East Coast gets flooded every year, and I
There's
just
a lot
have
of rain.
just
There's a lot of rain / hurricane / if it's not a hurricane, it might as well be a hurricane. It's just not as windy, but there's still a lot of rain.
I think we'll probably end up in the
Excuse
middle of the country somewhere. So Texas
that.
or north of Texas. That would be my guess.
Which is Oklahoma?
You know what? I am shitting you not. Let me take a look at the map because
Hey,
I don't
John.
know if that's as good as you
Of course,
think.
yes. It's brought out. Austin does have a great music community. Hey, Aaron. Good to see you, my brother.
So Oklahoma,
week's guest.
Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota. I was also looking at Montana, Wyoming, Colorado.
Well, I was thinking you could do with some like space. I think you would enjoy space. You like getting into the outdoors on occasion,
Yes,
and I think you would
outdoors
thrive in that.
Likes that. Yeah.
You know, and if COVID's taught us anything, like you can set up a home studio anywhere, basically, as long as you have enough bandwidth to be able to. Okay, I'm uploading the stem now. You'll get it Tuesday. You know, that's the only drawback. Asheville, North Carolina. I've always liked Asheville. Never been there. Want to. I've got friends there. That they got a great little music community going on there. That's what Western North Carolina, like basically on the Tennessee border, pretty much. Or is Zach just says, yeah, just move to Ontario, Canada. Why not? Except
gold for me, man. I'm also trying
to
find a place that is not like I'm looking at Montana, Wyoming, Colorado.
That's snow.
These are snowy as fuck. Man, I gotta find a place because I don't want to, I don't want to go into the later stage. I'm 42. I don't want to buy a place in 5 years that I'll be regretting when I'm 60 because I'm sick of shoveling snow. I'm not a snow guy. I'll go.
Dude, I've never been a snow guy. I've never.
You're in Canada, man. Jeez.
Yeah, there's a dusting on the ground right now. I don't like it. I haven't fired up the snowblower yet, but I will.
Albus
freezing rain tonight, Sean. You know what? You know how nice freezing rain is to wake up to have a 1/4 inch of ice encompassing your vehicle. That's fun because you have to chip away at it because you still have to live life. Hey, Nikki, great to see Nikki in here.
Avoid Tornado Alley. Ben Tom, where is Tornado Alley exactly? I'm looking at a map. Tell me where it is.
Yeah.
Check out Sean on IG.
You know where I'm from? New Mexico. Yeah. Nobody lives in New Mexico.
A lot of people live in New Mexico. There's actually
but you don't hear about, Phoenix is blowing up. Texas is blowing up. New Mexico
should be the next place to blow up.
Not a lot of snow is what I'm saying. Not a lot of snow.
A lot of beautiful country.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very possible we may end up.
That, you want to be far enough snow, snow once in a while. Okay. Hey, look, it's a novelty, but not so far. I don't want to get where I get so far south that all of a sudden I'm dealing with lizards and stuff and scorpions.
What do you mean by lizards?
So people, okay, so Tornado Alley, Oklahoma, Texas.
Okay, so that's Tornado Alley, just Oklahoma, Texas. I'm going up north, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota. Does Tornado Alley go up that far, or does it twist?
Kansas. No. Kansas. You don't hear a lot. They don't make the news a lot for the storms, but
we're not in Kansas anymore. It's a classic.
Robert Keeley's in Oklahoma. That's Tornado Alley. Okay.
Okay, Oklahoma. Okay, good to know.
Vegas. Actually, you personally, you could do well with it because you could always sell your soul and, you could always find a gig, in one of the casino bands.
My body. You can either sell your body or your soul there, and it's all fair game.
Yeah, there's so much live entertainment, especially in that support role where this is all going on. Basically they still have orchestra pits essentially for bands, or you're not the focal point. You might be behind a curtain, you might be in the pit, whatever. People are to see dancing and fire, whatever. Who knows? But you're there still playing guitar. Those gigs exist. That's one thing about Vegas.
But and the money's right there. But I just it's a desert. I'm not against that, but I think my wife is looking for something a little greener.
Yeah.
All
right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, and it's becoming more of a desert due to lack of water. So
yeah, like I don't know where the future is. But thank you everyone for the input. This is good. This is good information to use as ammo to stay in LA.
Yeah. I hear San Diego's nice.
San Diego is nice. There's some beautiful places here. We may end up in one of the nicer places. But what my wife's saying is, look, your money goes a lot further.
Yeah.
Other places, 100% couldn't agree more.
But even that's stretching out a lot in the last year, because I know like U.S. is the same as Canada in that. It's like here it used to be we live 100 miles outside of Toronto, and it used to be a different world as far as real estate and cost and stuff. Not anymore. It's catching up very fast.
Alabama, where are you? There we go. Yeah, I don't know about that. Is South Carolina also hurricane country, or like what goes on in South Carolina? My wife says
potential hurricanes on the coast as it goes up from Florida through Georgia. Yeah. If you look more central, you should be okay. You just get heavy rains as a result or something, But then you don't want to go too far west in the state, because then because I can't remember how far south the mountains go. As you start getting into the mountains, then snow.
Yeah. Yeah. SC gets hurricanes. Charleston is where we're going. I don't know. Something tells me we're going to end up in the New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana area, or like somewhere between those four. Just because, like you said, I like the outdoors. I like camping and hunting and hiking and all of that stuff. And they kind of all have that. But I need to find a place where it's not so much altitude that it's snowing like crazy. I don't mind some snow.
Mm-hmm. The mountains are in North Carolina. Yeah, well, I've been into the mountains of North Carolina. I wasn't sure how far, if they just petered out by the South Carolina border. I wasn't sure.
I know Montana's a lot of snow, Scott says. Plenty of meth. Northern Arizona, New Mexico, Southern Utah, gorgeous. Yep. I mean, I've traveled all of these places. I just don't remember them necessarily.
Well, it's pretty much you got your choice: hurricanes, tornadoes, snow. Like that's your latitudes.
Gotcha.
Yes, yeah. Like I was saying, Tom. Like Asheville would be nice. Like you get some snow, but it's like an inch. If you can't,
where is that?
Asheville. That's western North Carolina.
Okay, gotcha.
Southwestern North Carolina, I want to say.
Close to Tennessee. I'm looking at a map, guys.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm looking at a map on my website. That's how I know where I am.
Now, do you mind humidity in the summer? Because you're going to get it.
I am not a fan of humidity. That's why I don't want to be in Florida. But
you're going to get it.
Anywhere
in the south, especially the southeast. Southeast, humid. Southwest, not so much.
So again, let's stay on the Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico.
That's all snow.
What about Idaho?
Snow.
Montana's a lot of snow. Idaho's a lot of snow. So Colorado, Utah is really like in the middle.
Yeah, even Colorado is high desert, right? So you get snow and desert. It's weird.
It depends where you go in Colorado.
Yeah. Exactly.
And we could keep talking about this forever.
Welcome to Mac Talk here on the Ben Coombs YouTube channel. Yes, we're trying to find Sean a home, folks. This is what we're doing.
I am curious, though. Has anyone here played a gig in the last week?
Has anyone played a gig in the last week? Good question.
I look something up here.
That's what I'm saying, Aaron. Arizona, New Mexico. Because New Mexico is just cheap Arizona, in my opinion. But his better half wants greenery. But with greenery, you get weather.
Yes, she wants, it's not the green, she wants, what is it called? The Four Seasons.
Oh, well, that fourth one includes snow. So,
Yep. I know.
I look at the Carolinas. Yeah. North instead of south, though. Probably. I don't know.
No.
Then I'm back to Tennessee.
Tennessee. I don't know, man. I don't know. Who knows where we'll end up? We're going to do some traveling, that's for sure. This time it won't be in a bus. I mean, hopefully it'll still be in a bus, but my wife and I will have to take some planes and check it out.
Right.
Yeah.
See, what you need to do is you figure out a way to plan a tour that hits all these spots, and you have your own RV for the tour. So you two travel together, in-house, mobile home, boom, 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 checking out all these places. I don't know. What about the rest of the band's complaining because they're like, why is there so much downtime just so you can look around the area to think if it's cool or not?
Just looking for what do you call it? I forgot the word. Never mind. Real estate. Looking for the right real estate.
Preston brings up a good point. He goes, I'm actually south of all of Montana, yet I'm still 4 hours north of Ben.
Damn.
And question for you, are you doing any producing these days and or mixing engineering?
Yes, all of the above. Part of the mixing and part of the engineering and mixing is for cut for the band that I'm working with. And produce. I haven't made some. I've worked more on material with other writers more than just instrumental cues, and I haven't been working enough. But yes, still doing all of that. In fact, I got some really cool plugins for like Black Friday. What is it called? Monday, Cyber Monday, and whatnot. I got some really cool stuff, and I'm curious if anyone else got anything cool. I got one of the things that I got is Superior Drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Got that one. Good borrow Shabbat for recording.
Aaron.
Absolutely.
He was saying last week on here how he's going into the studio later this month to record a new EP for the band. So I was like, oh yeah.
Well,
yeah. Then, knowing him, he's a gear junkie. He's like, yeah, can I borrow this and this? Yeah.
Do you ever see it again though?
Oh yeah. Aaron's salt of the earth. I just wish we lived closer because that 8.5 hours, because he's south of Chicago. So, because he'd be recording. So he's like, I wish I had your fill in the blank. I was like, yeah, I wish you did too. Because I'd love to just show up, with a van full of gear. Go, here, use this to record with.
Billy says...
Boner Jam says he's getting a quad Cortex in a couple of weeks.
Really? Do you guys know... I'm sorry, blanking on his name. Lechuga. Lechuga is lettuce, I think. But, hang on. If you like quad Cortex, you'll know this dude, who's a friend of mine, and he's incredible. Benjamin Lechuga. Do you know him?
No.
Check out Benjamin Lechuga. He is an insane shredder that is just a tapping monster, and he's one of the if you've seen quad Cortex like examples and shit, he's one of the dudes. Yes, you should go check it out. And I see Billy says got Easy Drummer for cheap. Yeah. John says picked up a Donner Prince Pulse. I'm gonna have to look that up real quick.
Aaron picked up an old Laney VC30. You lucky bastard.
Oh wow, what is this? What's a Pulse? Is it a drive or is it revolving speaker cab? Dude, that's some of my favorite shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that stuff. Charles says, any new Shabbat guitars? You know what? I told Avi I want him to make me. I've been begging him for a baritone, a Shabbat baritone forever, but man, he just doesn't have the time. He's too busy making you guitars.
Right.
So, nothing for me just yet. Addictive Drums 2. Gotcha. Top 40
So
guitar.
how did I know, Aaron, that you would know about that pedal already? Yeah, of course he does.
What's a fret rocker? Papa Blue says he, she, they got a fret rocker from pedal to the metal guitars.
Oh, a pedal to the metal guitars. That would be Brad Guitar Miller's company, and he makes custom fret rockers to check to see if you have a high fret on your fretboard.
Oh,
We're going to be giving one away soon.
I want it.
Let's see. BV mentions, he says, Sean, move to Switzerland. If not, Asheville, North Carolina. He recommends Asheville as well. So that's at least 2 votes for Asheville. Let's see here. Good music scene. Okay weather. Yep. His friend Rhett Scholl and Tilly. Yep. We know Rhett and Tilly quite well. And they toyed with moving there themselves. And then, Aaron's all about the Novos and the Shabbats. Yep. Because you have boutique taste at times, Aaron, and I love you for it. It's okay. So the Pulse is based on the Maestro rotary cab made famous by David Gilmour, of course.
Gotcha.
And then Tom mentions that Ben covers Dream Theater perfectly.
He is a beast. Nice. Him and his wife are good friends of ours, and if you guys ever want, would you want him on here? He's a fucking hoot. I love that guy, and he's such a good guitarist.
Yeah, why not?
You let me know. I'm sure he'd love to come on.
Tom, text me a link to that. Check that out. Or Terry. One of the mod squads. Let's see here. What did I see there? Oh, Absolute Mayhem's here. Good to see Mayhem in the house.
Yeah. Date night made me late. Where did you go on a date, though?
Knowing him, not far.
Scott, Ben Lechuga is who we're talking about. He plays the Quad Cortex. He's one of their artists.
I can't remember. I thought maybe... Oh, look at that. Bright Guitar Miller happens to have a reverb link to the fret rocker. Imagine that.
There you go. New 7-string Carvin on the way. Nice.
Scott Brockway bought an original Fat Boost, but he has to fix it. Nice.
Sounds like everyone got some good stuff, man.
Ooh.
Has anyone gotten any, like, other than Quad Cortex? Well, not Quad. I don't remember. Quad Cortex is the physical thing, right? It's not the plugin.
Yeah,
I think.
I think.
But has anyone got any cool guitar plugins?
No, but I heard Pete Thorne just released his.
On what?
Oh, who did he do that one with? He did an IR pack, and Friedman may have brought it out yet, but I can't remember. Hey, Randy Crooks. Oh, who did he do that with? We've got 70 people watching. I know 50 of you watch Pete Thorne alongside me. So,
Absolute Mayhem says tonight was my night to cook for date night. I cooked steak, Greek salad, bacon wrap, water chestnuts.
Nice. Thank you, Other Left. 2 notes. Aaron mentioned it as well. And of course, BV has hundreds in the studio. Of course he does. Thank you, Dan Crow. Let's see here. Billy Baloney has Helix Native. Preston Smith has a sore shoulder. Sure. It was lesson day. Oh, Pete Thorne was talking about those radial ABYs today. And also a really cool, I don't know what you call it. I guess it's like a power conditioner, but it's like a power strip, but it's a good power strip for your amps.
Dude,
like
everything radial makes is amazing.
Yeah. And it's like 8 AC outlets on the back, and instead of just 1 on the front, like the Furman, it has 3 on the front. I was like, ooh, I need that in my life. course BV's the man. He's a legend. What's up, Lawrence? Oh, he's making some coffee. Okay. Purchased new laptop to use Pete Thorne's PT100 plugin from Plugin Alliance. Nice.
Wait. PT100 from Plugin Alliance? I didn't know he's got something on there.
Neither did I.
Learn something new every day you come to this show right here. Plugin Alliance. Oh, the Sewer PT100. Okay. Huh. Not that I need. I mean, I've got my Kemper, and I'm super super happy with it. But
Mm-hmm.
they've got some cool stuff. Sounds good. I'll have to check it out.
Plenty of guitar nerds here. Definitely, Preston. Definitely. I remember I had to buy a bunch of replacement equipment when I was doing PA systems for the military. And we did like actual PA systems used for ceremonies and stuff so you could hear people talk, as well as PA systems within buildings. And the wiring in those hangars and stuff, or place you're pulling wire power from, just terrible electricity. So I remember all of a sudden I was like, okay, in typical me, it's like, oh, okay, I'm like, I need some noise suppression units. I need this, I need that. I need some DI boxes, blah, blah, blah. And I came across Radial and I was like, wow, this seems like really high-end stuff, but it's priced mid-range. I was like, whoa, I'd like to get this. But typical me, I always find the more affordable thing. And I'm told because it's military procurement, find 3 sources, blah, blah, blah. So I submit all the stuff. And the guy looks at me and goes, all right, you're a musician. Which one would you? I'm like, ideally, dude, I really like this Radial stuff. He's like, all right, go for it. And then, so I reached out to Radial and I was like, yeah, I want to do all this stuff. He goes, oh yeah. They're like, we'd love to work with the military. I'm like, sweet. All right. And yeah, I used a lot of Radial stuff and really good, rock solid. Of course, BV. You know everybody. His buddy Guillaume of 2 Notes, and it was his buddy Justin Bryant who worked on the IRs with Pete. Of course it was. Mayhem asked, did I jam yesterday? No. Apparently somebody had something come up. I don't know, either Frank or Mihai. I don't know. But in theory, we're jamming this coming Saturday. I threatened to take my 71 Telly, but then Charles 75N got all his panties in a twist. And he wants me to take the Gretsch. So I don't know. I'm either taking the Gretsch or the Telly.
Why not both?
Or both. That's an extra thing to take and load. And
yeah, it is.
I'm so lazy that I haven't jammed in a couple of weeks, but because it keeps getting canceled each week, Sean, my main amp isn't even up here on display as usual. So it's been, because the door outside is at the other end of the house, and upstairs. I bring the amp in the house right into the kitchen, and it stays in the kitchen because that's near the door. And it's total sense me to me and my dad, who's an ex-musician in the house. Who's going to complain about a random amplifier? I'd leave it in the garage if it wasn't winter and it's a tube amp.
Why does it keep getting, I'll say, postponed instead of canceled? What's going on?
Oh, it's just like the drummer had to work 1 week. The other guy's got a family, so I get it. And
family.
The guy's a school teacher during the day, and this is kind of a loose jam every Saturday, which they used to do at Sundays, which was more convenient for them. But I can't do Sundays, so they moved it to Saturdays for my benefit.
And then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I was just like, all right. And I canceled 1 week because I had to jam with other people that evening. And I was like, I can't jam all afternoon with these guys and then jam all evening with those people because my hands just wouldn't be able to take it.
On another note, so the Blues Boy that everyone's talking about, that's a G&L guitar?
Yes.
I just learned so much when I come on here. And what does ASAT mean? Anybody know?
I don't know, but I dig that. That's so punk rock, Preston Smith. He goes, basement gigs have been happening locally. I love basement gigs. They're broadcasting their sets. Watched a couple yesterday. That's what I would love to do. Once we jam with the guys, I don't even care if we ever find a singer or not, because it's very much a jam band. We'll take any song and make it 12 minutes long. And it's just usually me noodling for 10 and a half of the 12 minutes. And we'd live stream it. Why not? Once we kind of figure out where each other's strengths and weaknesses are.
A-side is a T-style guitar. What would you do? Thank you, by the way. What would you do with the audio? I mean, are you plugging in, or are you just putting up a couple of room mics? That's the hardest thing.
I was thinking about that. Well, the interesting thing is, with the quality, the way smartphones have become, like, I've been at gigs and live streamed, and the audio didn't clip. So that tells me I could just use the YouTube app, hit go live, mounted this on a tripod, and it'll capture it.
Yeah.
Besides, we're playing lo-fi stuff anyways. Although I sound quite decent because I'm using nothing but Lawrence Petros pedals. Why not? They're there. I had to build a board because, of course, the other guy shows up, plugs directly into an amp, Sean. He's old school. He goes, yeah, I just ride my volume pot for my lead boost and stuff. I'm like, I don't. He's like, I've never heard of any of these pedals. This LPD Pedals guy, I've never heard of these. I'm like, I'm not surprised. He's a boutique guy, blah, blah, blah. And then we played for a bit, took a break, and the other guitar player's like, hey, can I try your stuff? He's like, fuck, this stuff sounds nice. I'm like, thanks, man. Could use a mixer as well, Alan. That's an option as well.
So I see ASAT is anti-satellite. And then Ben Tom wants to know what my new go-to lick and new favorite chord are. I got neither, man. Let's show me a chord. Teach me a new chord. Let's see what's up. I can tell you my go-to, my favorite one is this one. Always has been. That's it.
Let's see. See, a few people are mentioning mixers. See, then I'm getting into running cables and mics, and see, I don't want to do all that, really. Yeah, you can make it professional, but then if that's the case, I'll just have I'll have that all in place here and say to the guys, come over here, play. But yeah, I was even just thinking, just dropping a condenser mic over the middle and see what happens.
Well, I would
keep once we tighten things up, like some people were mentioning, like the first time I was going, you should live stream it. I'm like, I'm not going to sit down with musicians for the first time and live stream it. That's not fair to them or me.
Muddy, yeah, this is a meeting. Minor 7 flat 5. Are you telling me what you like or what I should like? I love a C-shaped E3 octaves of... Okay. Not sure what that means.
That's a slick setup, Preston Smith. That's the other option, is setting up a multicam. Because you could just set up a handful of webcams and use like OBS or something to multicam it. And then just have someone mix the audio and the video, essentially produce it.
Yeah, I love how you're like, yeah, and then just mix the audio and then what? That's the hardest part. Put up some cameras, just mix the audio. And
yeah, which is basically, but as long as it isn't clipping, it's mixed. It's like it's instrumental music. As long as nobody's being completely drowned out by anyone else, as long as it's,
Ben Tom says that was the first chord of Love is on the Way by Saigon Kick. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, Muddy, this is the Tom Emanuel model. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've had a few guitars by Maiden, and this just sounds incredible. It's just very balanced. It's a very, very balanced. It's not too many lows, too many highs. Very well balanced.
Hey, there's David Nesdall, host of Guitar Town Hall every Thursday night on the David Nesdall channel, where I co-host Guitar Town Hall on the David Nesdall channel every Thursday night. Terry, throw a link to Dave's channel in the chat so we can, folks, give us a sub over there. I know a lot of you already have. It's growing all the time. Dave, this is Sean. I mentioned to you before we should have on a Thursday sometime.
It's me, dude. What's up, Dave? How you doing?
Yes. And Dave, did we confirm our guest for Thursday yet? I can't say who it is, but if you're into really good guitar players, you should definitely tune in.
Magic Man, I do not have a 7-string. I am looking for a new baritone, but I do not have a 7-string.
Baritones are fun.
I've got these from Labella Strings, 14 to 70, and 15 to 80.
Ooh.
And I just...
Oh, yeah, baritone. Right.
I got to get the baritone and figure out...
Or that's just Phil Collin from Def Leppard playing in standard tuning. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, everyone definitely check out that channel. Everybody, sorry, can't stay. Got to moderate for Larry Mitchell. Yes, say hello to Larry for me. And he did not confirm whether or not our guest is a very good Nashville-based picker. That's really good and has a lot of signature gear over the years. Yeah. Randy mentions he just bought a Gretsch Streamliner.
Yeah, let me check that one out.
Is that what technically mine is, the Streamliner too? I think that's the whole line. It's like the Electromatic Streamliners. No, mine's Electromatic. Right. That's right. Charles. Oh.
See, they're beautiful. The problem with Gretsch's is which one is that?
What do they call this? Jet? Yeah, this is a Jet Pro.
The problem with Gretsch's, which doesn't look like, well, no, it would happen with the Streamliner, is I played so hard that they come off the saddles. The strings come off the saddles.
So you're not good with like a Les Paul, for instance.
No, I'm fine with a Les Paul. My main guitar.
Same bridge. Same bridge.
Yeah, that would be fine, but I'm looking at the Gretsch Streamliner. I feel like that would be fine, but the Streamliner, I don't know. Every time I play a Gretsch, the strings come right off.
Hey, unbelievable.
David, where can I see your guitar collection?
Look him up on Facebook. He has an amazing collection of guitars. Hell, send him a friend request while you're at it. He's the only David Nesdall, I do believe. Because he is one of a kind.
Nesdall.
I agree, Mayhem. Yeah, that Gretsch looks nice on camera, but it looks twice as good in person. Gretsch makes a baritone Jet, or they did for a while.
Gretsch baritone Jet. That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. I could be wrong. I may have dreamt that, but
that's some beautiful guitars.
I know baritones are on my list, but I will not recommend a Dane Electro. That's the easy cop out for a baritone. Don't buy a Dano.
No, why?
Just don't. They're overpriced for what they are. It's a $300 guitar you got to pay $600 for.
600 ain't that much. I mean, if I got a Shabbat berry, it would cost me like
Yeah,
$200.
but it's also made out of like melamine or countertop material. Like they're crap.
It's a lot of
Just they
guitars.
became retro and everyone digs them, so they keep jacking up the prices, and they never jacked up the quality to match. What's up, Krenar? It's a late night in Austria. Rich light, that's the stuff. Thanks, Preston. Preston always corrects me when I go on that rant. I appreciate that, Preston. Okay, Papa Blue. That's true. There is kind of two groups of baritones. There's your Gretches and your Danelectros, and then you have your metal baritones.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for the metal baritones for recording purposes.
So you could just get a 7-string then, for that matter.
Yeah. Or I could get a baritone.
Or you can get a baritone, which is better.
Neck
isn't so wide.
Yeah, that's true. The neck isn't that. I mean, the strings are wide, but that's about it. Dave's got some gorgeous looking guitars, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what do you guys? What's the show about? Similar to this one?
Yeah, we hang out. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we don't. Talking gear and
talking shop.
Dave goes on intermittent spending sprees, showing off a lot of nice stuff. He likes to flip his gear on occasion, and he never disappoints. Like I say, I appreciated this fall's shows because he went into Telecaster land, so he bought a few custom shop tellies, and never hurts looking at those suckers. Yeah, I figure boner jams, that'd pique your interest. Get a 7-string. You'd want him to get an 8-string, and you'd want both the extra strings to be lower. You want B and then, what, I guess be a low G again? I don't know.
Kiesel baritone.
Papa Blue. Question, doesn't Breaking Benjamin use baritone guitars? They might. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Not a fan of 8-strings. 8's okay, so you draw the line at 7, boner jams. Okay. Even though you can get away with 5. Yeah, Fender does make the bass 6, which is basically a baritone. They're like, it's a 6-string bass no, it's a baritone.
It's B to B, but it's a bass. No, it's a baritone.
Yeah.
I don't think Kiesel is what I'm looking for.
Ooh, Muddy Waters. Okay. So he says the Gretsch G5260 is the baritone stop tail version. The 5260T is the baritone with a Bigsby.
Looking it up.
Filtertron pickups. There are some kind of trons, whatever. They're not. I don't think anybody uses. They don't use Filtertrons actual Filtertrons unless it's high end. They're like a Broadtron, I think they call it. It's basically their own knockoff of their own product, which companies do. You know, it's like you buy a Gibson and they're like, they're PAF style pickups. I'm like, why don't you just keep making the same pickups you made in the 50s? Make actual PAF pickups. I don't want your own replica of your own product. Just make your own product. It's not rocket surgery, as they say.
But the electronics have changed, haven't they? I mean, they can't even, sometimes they can't make the same thing even if they really want to.
They could. All you have to do is solder a plug on the end of the 2 leads so it can plug into their craptastic circuit board. I said it. I like wires. I don't like circuit boards. I can replace wires badly, but I can't replace circuit boards. Well, you can, but it's a complete assembly. It's just another thing you can't fix anymore. You can't fix stuff. I like fixing stuff. Well, I like to try to fix stuff. Especially lately.
Reverend Decent is baritone.
Reverend does make a lot of very cool baritones.
Is very interesting looking guitar.
Billy Corgan plays Reverends. Be cool like Billy Corgan.
You could be cool too.
You too could be cool and play it. Yeah. Ron Ashton. Reeves Gabrel.
Squire Paranormal Baritone. Okay, Squire Paranormal Baritone Carbonita Telecaster is what I'm getting.
That's a long name, but
Yeah.
that's cool.
Well,
that's very cool.
it's a Squire Baritone Cabronita. And it definitely, I'm going to have Avi Shabbat fix it up. They're not going to, it's not going to come from the factory in any good shape. I know because I've checked. But yeah, it sounds good on the recordings that I've heard.
Fine, BV. BV's just following up. As you may or may not know, Pete Thorne's IRs were made at Sunset Sound. So there's a shot of the board at Sunset Sound. And there's Pete and BV's friend working on the IRs, I guess. Sure. I love you, BV, but I hate you, BV. I love you, BV. He knows everybody. What can I say? Like, I don't think anybody sells a pack of strings, let alone plays a gig in Switzerland without BV knowing about it. Just saying. It couldn't happen. He's that plugged in. If he's that plugged in globally, on a domestic level, forget about it. Corey's Garden. According to my research, a person needs 6 tellies to be safe. Yep.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, neither. I need a couple more. I need a baritone. I don't know if I'm going to get a thin line. I'm not a fan of thin line tellies. I've got a humbucker. I've got single coils. I've got actives. I've got P90s. Well, I don't know. Dedicated 5-string telly, I guess. Sure. I want an Esquire.
3 Strats and a Jazzmaster.
That was the IRs on December 2nd. BV. Scott Brockway says BV posts stuff on Facebook before I even get it in my YouTube feed. BV posts stuff on Facebook, and then months later it appears in your YouTube feed. Just saying. Oh, John Duchesne says, so loving my telly, dare I say, it's turning into my number 1. That's a bold statement. So I do know you like your wiggle stick super strats. You don't have to play well. That's the great thing about a telly. You can play them well. You can play them badly. They'll take it all.
Muddy says, you guys are not pronouncing it properly. It's Stratocaster, not Telecaster.
Oh, Boner Jams. Thank you very much. We have a Jim Root reference, and I didn't even bring him up. Downtuned Jazz Masters to drop B gives everyone the feels.
Wow.
Yep. I will say I do enjoy playing the Jim Root telly because it's got the flatter radius fretboard, a couple humbuckers, just a volume.
Please hold. Jim Root telly.
I'm trying to say that name. Nezard? I don't know. Ned? I'm just going to call you Ned because I can't say that. I want to hear a Floyd Rose distorted dive bomb on a baritone. It would be low, and I recommend doing it through a bass rig.
Sounds about right.
Yes, Randy, you need 3 more tellies because you only have 3.
It's a beautiful guitar.
Nice, Travis.
Telly. Do you did you say you have one, brother? The Jim Root?
No, I've played both the Fender version and the Squire version. Absolute Mayhem here in the chat owns the Squire version.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember where I played a Fender version. Oh, my buddy Mike used to own one before his girlfriend used it to smash his other guitars.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. I believe that's what happened. Ooh, a Tele Deluxe. It's got those wide range humbuckers. I do not like those. Otherwise, I don't own one. I do love my humbucker Tele, though. I play it probably more than anything else. And I play it equally as much in humbucker mode as single coil mode.
Preston says, Sean, it's a Metal Beast, the only Tele I want. Yeah, I noticed the EMGs, and it looks like it would. It's like it would be pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Oh, I see the Jazzmaster now. Oh,
it's pretty badass.
It looks beautiful.
Oh, okay. Thanks, BV. So apparently Keeley has a couple new pedals in the works. Good to know.
What does he have?
He says coming in let's see. Watch out for 2 new Keeley iterations coming in a post in the not too distant future. Just saying, they are very cool. So if you're not already a member of the Canucks with Guitars Facebook group, folks, link down below. If you're on the Facebook platform, join that group because BV is one of our top contributors. He posts in there more than I do, and he posts a lot of cool stuff. So you should definitely check that out. I'm wondering though, Muddy Waters, or anybody else, the wide range humbuckers, aren't they actually wider than a standard humbucker? Am I going to have gaps around the old plectrum? Plectrum? No, pick guard. Plectrum is a pick. Scratch plate, if you will, for our European viewers. What's the real difference in a baritone? Longer scale length and lower tuning.
Right. Instead of
halfway to a bass.
Instead of E to E, it's B to B. So you take off the E string. If you were here, you'd basically take this off. No longer exists. So it's E, A, D, G, B. And then instead of this being the 5th one, you put a lower B. So it's B to B.
Yep. Chording's a little different as well. It depends. I guess you would tune the G down to an F sharp.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, because I would, just so I could fret it the same as a standard tuned guitar, just transposing it down to a different key.
No, baritone is standard tuning. Yeah. It's an F sharp. Yeah, it's a standard tuning. You play it normal.
Yeah.
Keeley, let me guess another compressor. It's a good compressor.
It is. I have one.
I've never had it. I've used it a few times, but I've never owned one.
Robert makes a lot of cool stuff. Exactly, Preston.
Yes.
It's all about the F sharp versus a G.
Right.
I think. I'll just nod. That's right. The new compressor came out a month ago. So who knows? Keeley? Magic Man's bird's name is Keeley. You know you are a pedal guy when you name your bird Keeley. Just saying.
Man, I owned probably still have it, the blues driver, the Keeley blues driver.
Oh yeah.
Israel, dude. I had that thing in like end of the 90s, I want to say. And man, that it was just, how did he make that so dynamic? I don't know how he did it. I have no idea, but it just became such a dynamic, beautiful drive. Brilliant, dude.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, hey, Mickey Sotomayor. Take a few more questions here, folks. We'll go till the bottom of the hour. Heard the old man get up and he's moving about, so that means he's still alive. That's good. We like that.
I'm with John here. What are wide range humbuckers?
I don't know. I think they're just wider.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do some research.
They look wider. Oh, I did ask that in the chat if they are wider than standard ones, because I don't know. I've never taken the time to actually measure them. Oh, did Laz sneak in here? What's up, Laz? There he is. Not space lengthwise, John. Space widthwise. Like, is each single coil wider? You know, is it essentially like two P90s next to each other as opposed to two single coils? Now, I know they're not that wide, but I'm wondering, are they wider? Is why I call them wide range if they're not? Oh, it could be a frequency thing. Wide range frequency response?
Maybe.
I don't know. Did they use those 1 meg pots that Scott Brockway loves? That they put in Jazzmasters or Jaguars? They put them in one of them. Whatever one had the oversized single coils that we're not allowed to call P90s, even though they're bigger than P90s. I don't know.
P90s just get noisy, though.
Come ask questions to us, where we ask even more questions on top of your questions, leaving you more confused than when you arrived.
Keith says, hey, Sean, have you seen the Show Me Your Pick show yet? 3 weeks ago, they had a guy that started making picks in late 70s. Has made for Tommy Shaw, Journey, etc. He keeps one of them all thousands. No, haven't seen that. But I know that the guy that makes my picks also sells them on Amazon. No, eBay. If you look up Sean Hurwitz picks on eBay, I'm sure you'll find some of mine with Enrique and with Smash Mouth. And that's not me selling them. But I should.
So Bavey mentioned wide range has a DC resistance of around 10.6 k ohm. Okay. Which traditionally a humbucker would have been about 7.5 to 8. Well, 7 to 8. Let's see. Then Symmetry went into it even further. Extra wine, so it's bigger casing. So they are actually a bigger form factor. Aha. Okay. Louder is more good, Scott says. Yeah, he heard me flagging him, so he just jumped right back in.
Brilliant.
He likes 1 meg pots and everything. That's a little much for me.
Hey Ben, I've
copy and paste from Google's. Hey, Symmetry. That's what I do when I mod for other channels. So, like, hey Ben, can you find? Yeah, sure, I guess.
Ben, I've been drinking a lot. I need to use the can. I'll be back. I'll be right back. Excuse me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll probably wrap things up when he comes back. He couldn't hold it for the last 5 minutes. I don't blame the guy. So, Fender naturally uses the rare, magnets. That almost sounds dirty. Will be them pull screws, large coil form, hi-fi transparency. I don't like them though. Maybe I should revisit them though. I haven't played them in a long time. Yeah, Guitar Man 45, you may be correct. Really, Scott? But I like to have that right up there in the upper ranges. What if I'm playing guitar without a tone control? That's true, Ian. Right? This is true. Awesome, Doug. Thank you very much. Just a few people in the chat saying, that's it. You got to go. You got to go. As soon as you left, I'm like, he couldn't make the last 5 minutes, folks.
5 minutes? Wait, I thought we were going for another 35 minutes.
Oh, we could go to the top of the hour. We can do that.
I thought that's what if I thought it was 5 minutes, I would have waited. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I'd said about 10 minutes ago, well, we'll go to the bottom of the hour, but no, we'll go. We'll do some bonus time, folks.
Do you think his toilet matches his cup?
Yeah, because there was a couple of comments. He's going to be a while. Have you seen the size of that cup?
I saw Guitar Man 40.
All right, John, we'll keep going. Especially, we got a couple super chats come in, so why not? Those will keep the lights on for an extra half hour. Awesome. Thanks again, Terry, for posting links in the chat. Yes,
yeah,
you can check out Sean's website, his YouTube channel, his Instagram.
And by the way, guys, I connect with everyone, so if you feel free to hit me up on Instagram. That's usually the best way to hit me up.
Yep,
I get back to everyone. So,
rumor has it Wampler has a couple new pedals coming out too. Nice. All right, Janice, that's cool. Hey, Fret Love Midnight, by the way. Saw you sneak in there. He's playing the shite out of his Laguna LE300. Got distracted.
Hey, speaking of new pedals, what's going on with NAMM? Is anyone going to be at NAMM this year in Los Angeles?
Aaron's going. He really wants me to go, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I'd love to go, but I don't think so. I got too much going on outside of YouTube to be able to leave home for any time. So.
John, my Insta name is Sean H Music. Same on Twitter. And by the way, guys, if you just go to Sean Hurwitz, Terry posted the links. If you just go to my website, all the links are there. Sean Hurwitz.
All the links to cool stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, winter name in July. Well, June. So it's NAMM. It's not winter or summer.
July? I thought it was June. Who knows? I guess Scott.
I thought it was the third week in June.
That's what I thought.
Pretty sure Aaron and I discussed that last week. Sure.
Yeah, but the third week in June, if you look at in Canada, it's already July. It's the way the Earth revolves. It's completely different.
It's hot enough to be. Which I still joke about, like the year I went to Nashville, everyone was, oh, you're Canadian, you're not going to be able to handle the heat. The amount of humidity we have in Southern Ontario, it was actually hotter here than it was in Nashville in July.
Really?
Yep. See you, Fruitcake Tony. Charles75N, yes, put up his latest tele build video up on his channel earlier this evening. I'm planning on watching that after I wrap up here. So I enjoy Charles. He's entertaining. I like him. He's going to be on next week. We can talk about it. I'm not sure if he's received a body from Unbelievable yet, but Unbelievable's doing a spiteful thing, Sean, because he likes my workbench videos. Uh-huh. So he's got a Kramer Beretta special that he's decided to completely disassemble every single item off of the guitar and then ship it to me for reassembly.
Did you get it yet? Did you do it?
Not yet. No.
Okay. I'll look forward to it.
It'll probably, I know he's had some stuff going on too outside of YouTube, so I'm not expecting it right away. So, but yeah, it should be interesting. All right, see you, Tom.
See you,
Have a good night, buddy. We'll see Tom tomorrow night, co-hosting Canucks with Guitars right here. Hey, Hadley Scott McIntyre. Terry's 3Gs will be joining us as well. Where more Q&A and I think there was something else I'm supposed to talk about that I can't remember right now.
Well, you think about it. Randy asked, what is next for me? What is up next for me? I was saying that I'm working with an artist here in Los Angeles named Cut. We've got auditions for Smash Mouth, so hopefully 2022 will be a fun year for us with a lot of work. Fingers crossed. and also starting to work with a bunch of top liners for music for TV and film. I think that's about it. It's more or less it. Yeah. Yeah. So still making music and a lot of rehearsals and shows and all kinds of stuff like that. Thanks for asking.
Brad's looking forward to that compare video. Yeah, you're a sick man, Brad. You just like to see me burning myself every time I try to solder something. I'm curious to see if it works, because every time I try soldering these days, it's just massive failure.
Why?
I don't know. I used to be able to do stuff like soldering, and now...
Is it too hot, or like you're not getting? Is it just too hot that everyone?
No. It's like I swear I make the right connections. Like 2 guitars ago, somehow I reversed the volume pot. I don't know how I did that. One wire came off. I soldered it back on. Now the pot works backwards. So you turn it down to turn it up. The next one, ground wire came off, soldered it back on. Guess what it did? It bypassed it altogether, so the guitar's always on. Rather than fix that, I gave the guitar away. I literally gave the guitar away. I went, nope, I don't want this in my life anymore. Yep. And then what? I replaced the pickup in a guitar, which I'm actually going to outsource to a buddy of mine, because now the pickups both work in every position. I know, Sean. Like,
and no one here can help you. No one here can tell you what's up.
Oh, they probably could, but they'd rather just watch the videos. Go, comic amusement. That's fine.
Haley Scott McIntyre asked, tour, man, fingers crossed. Hopefully, tour is in the future. Hoping that summer of 22 will be busy. That's what I'm really hoping for. But nothing in the books just yet, or else it would be on my website.
Very cool. Charles mentioned soldering is a lot harder on video. Yes, camera angles, so both you and the viewer can see, is difficult. True. Could have been the glass saxophone. No, generally when I do my repair videos, I am stone cold sober. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. I just got that soldering station last year, Scott. You don't like the plasticness where you put the soldering iron in, you turn it on, and it melts the base? Because that's a perfect design.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Probably could tweak the holder or something. I'm not sure.
Or just get a new one that doesn't have a
plastic. I went back to my old one that I stole from high school. It worked. It was a great soldering base. They didn't really care, because the amount of soldering irons that they'd break in the high school, they always had way more bases than irons. And then I had my own iron anyways, because I didn't like the crap irons that they had in high school. Charles, like, that was epic. Just saying. See, this is what I'm saying. People love that stuff. All right. And yeah, enjoy your walk in the freezing rain, Chris. Yeah.
Is it Hadley or Hadley, Scott McIntyre? Do we know? Worked 11 years in the professional entertainment business. In what capacity?
Yeah. Or Scott Brockway, I can use a bunch of masking tape to tape off the guitar finish to avoid wrecking it, and then just gouge out the guitar finish where I didn't tape it, because that happened with the Gretsch.
And Fred Level Midnight says people just need to use a high-powered solder gun, not these rinky-dink pens that don't heat up enough. Yeah, but the other part is true. It's true as well. When you have one that heats up so much that
you'll just fry the components.
Yeah,
unless
exactly.
you're using heat sinks on every connection. If you have enough room to put a heat sink on, sure, you could do that. But
stagehand for the IA Local 298. What's the IA?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
Solder guns are for pipes. Maybe you're soldering like thick wire for amps or something like that.
I
Maybe.
agree about Scott says you need a good Hacko or Weller with temp control. I agree on the temp control. It's super important.
Yeah, I have temp control on my new iron.
That's awesome. The one with
Because for some reason, after, I don't know, 30 some odd years, the soldering iron I paid $5 for at a yard sale or flea market, that's what it was. Yep, it wasn't really up to snuff anymore. International theatrical stage employees.
in what area? And then
that sounds like live theater, I would think.
Yeah. Charles 75 says, have a favorite amp to play just for yourself? I mean, my favorite is my Bogner Shiva. I play that a few times a week at rehearsals. I take it with me to all the rehearsals. I love that amp. But in the studio, I'm just using a Kemper. And live with Smash Mouth, I'm using
whatever the hell you want now.
Huh?
You can choose your amp now.
Exactly.
I just thought of that. Try soldering on a flight line with a butane iron. Fun times. Oh, I can imagine, Brad.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Interesting.
Thanks, Fred Level Midnight. Appreciate it. I don't know why. Smash is super fun. We have a blast, but I appreciate it. Yeah, Shiva is a great app.
Mm-hmm.
What's another one that I love by them? The Gold something by Bogner. What's it called? Who remembers?
Oh yeah, I'm not that familiar with Bogner amps. I know the brand.
The brand, yeah. Shiva.
Bradley also mentioned worked 3 Ozfests in Dallas. So, okay, so like road crew, stage crew type. Okay, I'd imagine.
Is it Bogner Goldfinger? Bogner Goldfinger 45. Yeah, that's also a really great amp.
Nice.
45.
John Duchesne just mentioned in the chat. Goldfinger?
Yep, that's the one.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I haven't had to do butane iron soldering on a flight line, Brad, but I did basically replace CB radios in the refueling trucks next to the flight line at the military base. Because ironically enough, we were the radio and PA, so there was that weird overlap where you do the PA systems in buildings, so you might as well do the PA systems in vehicles, which was like basically CB high band CB radios. Like, huh? What? Okay. Fortunately, I got a background working on cars too, so I have no problem ripping wires out from under a dash to find a power source and such like that.
John says, had an ecstasy for 10 years. Hated the low mid thing you couldn't dial out. Really? I haven't had an ecstasy. I think it sounds really good, but the low mid is great for guitars. I mean, that's a beautiful range of frequencies for guitars. But I guess if you're trying to dial it out and you can't, that sucks.
Yes, Fretless Midnight. I do recommend a soldering gun or a large iron for soldering to the claw on a guitar. Because you're basically trying to solder to a heat sink, essentially. It's such a big surface, a thick surface. All right, we got 52 people watching. Got soldering iron talk in the chat now. Love it. I think that Michael Cross uses a tabletop mic stand for a soldering iron. Mic clip holds an iron handle perfectly. Sure. I can see that.
It's It's cool. Haley Scott McIntyre, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Checking out the stuff you're writing.
John DeShane's a Marshall guy by way of Friedman. Can't go wrong with a Friedman amp.
Can't, man. Oh, you know who I saw? I was watching the Dave Navarro's new band. I went to watch them at Troubadour. What's it called? It's him. Is it NHC? Is it Navarro, Hawkins, Cheney? Yeah, NHC. Do you guys know about them? So
No.
it's rock. So it's basically Taylor Hawkins from Foo Fighters, drummer, mostly singing. I mean, he's singing the whole show, but mostly front stage. He does play a few of the songs on drums as well as sing. And then Navarro, I was literally 3 feet away from Navarro. And he's Dave Navarro's playing guitar, but also the tall dude from Nirvana and Foo Fighters was playing there, the other side of the guitar.
Oh, Chris Novoselic.
Yes. No, say again.
Chris Novoselic?
No, that's not his name, is it?
I think so.
Chris Novoselic.
Hey, good luck spelling it. I can barely say it. I think that's how you say it.
No. I'm talking about the other dude. Let me see here real quick. No. Chris Novoselic was the bass player in... No. I'm talking about the guitarist.
Oh, Pat Smear.
Yes, Pat Smear. There we go. So Pat Smear was playing... Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I was watching one of the amps that Navarro was using was a Friedman. Can't go wrong with those.
No. Hey, Mike. Hey, there's a new name in the chat. Welcome.
Yeah, Terry, it says I heard about it. Also heard it was good too. Yeah, it was a very good show. Very good show. It's rock and roll.
Nothing better.
Yep.
It's funny how as years go by, something stays the same. It's like you put together a new act. Let's go down the Troubadour, work it out, see what happens.
It was put together real nice. There was probably about 10 people on stage. Background singers. They had 4 drummers play, including Hawkins, including Taylor Hawkins that night. Yeah, very full sound, no tracks, just all. They did a great job. They really did a great job.
Very cool. I'd like to hear some nice live music, loud. That'd be nice.
What's going on with Corona and music in Canada? Hey?
Not much. There's open mics happening. That seems to be the easy excuse rather than actually hiring talent. We'll just hold an open mic.
And pay you
because so many people are desperate to go out and play that. A lot of guys are doing it. They wouldn't take their whole band per se, but you get a lot of front men who also play guitar. Well, I'll just come out with an acoustic, play some stuff. Which I do get a kick out. They're doing some shows at the local theater, so I guess they are doing it, but it's like proof of vaccination, the usual stuff, you know. But who knows now with the whole latest strain? Who knows? You know, yeah, it seems very cyclical. Okay, I'm a homebody for the most part, anyways. I like the idea of going out. I never go out. I just like the idea of it.
You got to come to LA. It's beautiful here.
Yeah, I know. That too. Yeah, it's right now too cold. I don't want to go anywhere.
What's the weather like right now? You say there was some snow?
Freezing rain this evening.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so we're right at about the freezing mark. Well, we had I don't know. It went up to what was 8 Celsius, so that'd be like 40 degrees, 42 degrees, and I thought it was like summer the other day. It's like, oh, this is nice. Still need a jacket, but I don't need a thick coat at least. I bet you are Symmetry. He makes some amazing pizzas.
What do you cook them in? We were just talking about making some on the smoker that I have the other day, so that's why I'm asking. $71 here in Northwest Louisiana.
Yeah, it must be nice. Let's see. What is the temperature?
Sounds like there's a
Minus,
lot of snow. I'm already cold just talking about it. In the oven on a stone. Very cool.
so -1, it's 30.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yep.
And we've got LA is 61 right now.
Yep. Apparently next weekend it's going up to 51. I'll believe it when I feel it. Tomorrow it's supposed to go up to 49, so that's going to feel like tropics. But the way I see it, any day above freezing after December 1st, it's fine by me. It's all a bonus. Symmetry says, I've tried the barbecue and had great results, but it's cold out, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Yep.
So use the oven. There you go. What's up? Can't you see I'm talking to people? This is
Until they melt by midnight. Yep.
Okay. Did I hurt you? No, I'm sorry. Okay. You want to go out?
John Deshane says, Symmetry can cook his ass off. He brought over some killer chicken. That's right. You guys got together. That's really cool.
Wait. Muddy, it's about 14 degrees here in northern Maine, like 14 degrees Fahrenheit?
I believe it.
Oh.
Yep. I need to crowdfund a canoe for me and Amanda when the shade hits the fan. No kidding. That's where property elevation becomes an important factor. Which ties it back to the whole real estate thing. That's the thing. I know, like, if you're looking to live in South Florida, find out the elevation you live on. Because what's waterfront today is going to be water tomorrow.
Yep. Guys, you're not convincing me to leave LA, I can tell you that much.
I wouldn't.
Who knows, man?
Yeah, sure. LA's only got one season. It's a good one.
It is.
It doesn't get as hot as Arizona.
That's true.
Yes, Randy. Above freezing and day drinking, always a bonus. Sure. Gets to -40 up in northern Maine. Yeah. -40. Mm-hmm. No thanks.
So Magic Man says LA is great, crazy, but great. What I'm just curious, what did you think was crazy about it, and in what capacity, and what are you comparing it to?
More freaks? I like the freaks, though.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about LA, I feel like, is no matter what kind of freak you are or not or anything, there's always a clique here. Like, you can find people like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, LA, you go there and live in a box. I don't know. I've got a 4-bedroom, nice studio. I mean, the garage, backyard, front yard. I'm good.
There's a lot of suburbia in the LA area. That's one of the reasons why it takes so long to drive everywhere, because you don't have a crap ton of high rises, where you would take a whole neighborhood and boom, there's one building,
Yeah, and this is I live in a neighborhood. It's all houses. Yep. Now, I will say yes, for the same amount of money in Texas, I could get an 8-bedroom house over 3 acres for sure. Yes, 100%. In comparison to that, I live in a box, but I certainly don't feel like I live in a box. Magic Man says LA is so unpredictable. Again, I mean, we're just throwing words around. In what way? It's crazy. It's unpredictable. As far as what, the weather? No. um,
Yeah,
it's,
and the biggest factor of staying in the LA area is that access to networking, for lack of, like
yeah,
being out and about, mingling, just getting your face out there as much as anything else.
it's an amazing place for that.
Yep. And infrastructure. There's still a lot of infrastructure there as far as the companies that we don't know the names of that are the backbone of all major shows and tours and everything. Like the cargo companies and like the cartage companies and roadies for hire or whatever. Like it's like a lot of people are based in and around the LA area for that reason. Same as around the Nashville area.
But not only that, so many of the big companies are based here. Like
Mm-hmm.
I came here, I can't name them right now. I'm thinking about Line 6, but just so many of the companies are in Southern California that you just go to their office or go to their factory and deal with them.
Right.
It's easy.
Yeah, a lot of companies are based in Southern California. Drivers aren't any worse than here, although we have some crazy drivers. The closer you get to Toronto, the crazier they are.
Magic Man says, well, I'll show this one. Says, one day a meth head will offer you meth. The next year at a movie premiere after party, unpredictable. Yeah, I'll give you that. Definitely keeps things. You say unpredictable. I call it interesting. Every day is different.
Yeah.
Keeps life interesting.
Mm-hmm. You don't know crazy drivers till you drive in Vancouver. I've heard that, but
Hey,
Ontario is bad for drivers.
I'm from Israel. I won't say crazy drivers, but fuck, aggressive drivers for sure, man. You got to know what you want and you got to go for it. You don't wait for anyone to let you.
I don't even like driving in Toronto anymore for that reason. It's just way too aggressive. Drive in San Antonio, bet me. I can't say I've driven in San Antonio, but it's funny because like I remember like being in California for NAMM, us driving up, major freeway, and JJ's like, so this is LA traffic. I'm like, yeah, it's still not as bad as Toronto traffic.
Really?
Yep. Toronto has the worst traffic in the world.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yep.
Yeah, for music, it would be for me Austin, Nashville, or LA. Randy, yeah, that's right. Or that's if you want to stay in the U.S. You've also got, well, there's also New York and Miami for music, depending on what kind of music. New York is more the jazz scene. Miami is more the Latin flavor. And then you could also go to London. It's such a huge music scene there.
Now, London is crazy expensive to live in.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I would recommend it. I don't want to go there, but it's also raining all the time. It's very gloomy. It's not my cup of tea.
My arthritis would not like the amount of rain that happens in England. I keep coming back to New Mexico because I'm just thinking you could live dirt cheap outside of Tucson or something, or Albuquerque, or that way you still have a decent sized airport where you can get in and out as you need to. That's the key, is access to a decent airport. You don't want to be driving 2-3 hours to a decent airport that doesn't fly out more than once a day. Or
Hobarodi says, walking the sidewalk is rough in Hasidic neighborhood traffic. I can just imagine Israel.
Muddy Waters in northern Maine, the closest car to you is 5 miles down the road. Yep. Lawrence says, I rented a car in New York City just to do it. but I was in town to see Sabbath bucket list stuff. Yeah, knocking off a few there.
Randy says crazy driving for me was driving in England, opposite side of the road and all. We did before Corona hit. Smash Mouth went to I have a video about it, New Zealand, and they drive on the wrong side of the road as well. Thanks, Charles 75. I would not do it. My wife, we were there for 2 weeks. There was a lot of time to go around. And I told my wife, hey, you want to drive around? Be my guest. And she did. She did a great job. She really did a great job.
Gino says, try Jacksonville for crazy driving. Okay. Who knows, Fret Love Midnight? Who knows?
Yeah, it was a gear bubble to burst. Tell me, teach me. What are you talking about?
There's been a huge bubble in the industry since COVID hit. Basically, between supply issues as well as increased demand, it's been hard to get your hands on gear. So I think next year you're going to see a glut in the used market because it eventually all these people are going to give up because it's just cyclical. That's what happens. You know, like you figure out of 100 people that pick up a guitar for the first time, 10 will stick with it. So there should be a dearth of stuff, but right now, yeah, it's crazy. Like I was saying on a show the other day, a buddy of mine who owns some music stores became an EVH dealer in April. He's still waiting for his first shipment of guitars.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
So I've noticed now on the secondary market is there's still a lot of demand, but people are pickier. They're not settling for anything like they were last year. It's like, oh, I'm looking for this chorus pedal, but you got this one available? I'll buy it until I can find the one I want.
Gear apocalypse.
There is a glut in the cheap gear right now. Yeah, because everybody was buying all that stuff off Amazon last year are sick of it this year.
On that note, it's just about the end of it's almost 7 o'clock here and I got to bounce.
Yes. So that means parting words, Sean, until next time. Do you have any parting words for our group in the chat here?
That's a good question. You know what? Yeah. Watch out for Smash Mouth 2022 coming by you, hopefully. That's what we're hoping for. And I'd love to be back anytime. Always love hanging with you guys. I learned so much. I've got I want to say probably 6 or 7 tabs open right now with all this new gear to look at. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you for showing me some really cool gear that I would never have known about if I hadn't been here.
The chat always inspires.
Absolutely.
I will say that. The chat will inspire. Awesome. Well, definitely hang on the line here, my friend, as we wrap things up. Thank you, everybody that tuned in tonight. Again, if you're new, please subscribe. Special shout out to my moderators for helping out with the links to the stuff tonight. I'm back tomorrow with Canucks with Guitars with Tom and Terry doing live Q&A. If you're one of the few in here, yes, you are, that are also a NASCAR fan, NAS Canucks will be live this Tuesday evening. We've got some big silly season news to discuss, I think. Yep, pretty sure. And Thursday night, Guitar Town Hall with David Nesdahl. As far as videos this week, let's see if I can take care of that ground problem on the 71 Telly. Let's see if we can get that ground. Yeah, more soldering.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, more soldering. So there's that. So thanks everybody that contributed tonight. Channel members, patrons, always in my heart. And as always, hold those doors open. Let that lady in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things and good things will happen to you. Why? Karma is real. So be well, be good to each other. Happy tone chasing. And of course, don't litter.